I'm the wrecking ball, tearing up the scene. Got my YouTube channel, grab a drink and paint. Unleashing Lord like a beast untamed.
Alright guys, welcome to Have a Drink and Paint. We are doing another Steven Seagal movie. This one is called End of a Gun. So, this weekend is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, including my wife and daughter. Yeah. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. I have my drink. I hope you have yours. This is just Dr. Pepper and liquor, like cheap liquor. Sometimes I do expensive, sometimes I do cheap. Mostly cheap. Anyways, we are talking about End of a Gun, Steven Seagal. This one starts out pretty much at a gentleman's facility club. It starts out with girls leaving him messages and I miss you and where are you at and all this kind of weird stuff that I'm sure Steven put in on purpose. One of the guys smacks one of the dancers, so Steven Seagal uses his flippy floppy hand Aikido technique and yeah, they end up in a shootout. Yeah, that's pretty much just no reason for it.
Hey, what's going on here?
What was that for?
It was money for you.
For me, it was my fucking money. So give me my fucking money. Don't buy jewelry with my money, girl.
Hey,
What
leave
is
her
it?
alone. Get your hands off the lady.
Fine, man. We're good, okay? We're just having a little... Fuck. How do you say that?
We're in France. And, he takes a girl with him. He does a bunch of whisper talking where you can't really hear what he's saying. But it's very formal for no reason. And
We're done here.
it's kind of during this area where he just talks about this dumbass white bitch, which I'm pretty sure he's talking about a guy. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, you do know, no matter how much you tan, that you're a white guy, right? Like, most of the movie, he speaks like he's an Italian. Like, ooh, this gabagool. No, dude, that's not who you are. And then other times, he's like, yeah, all the damn police. Which, every time he says police, it's police. But, yeah. It's just weird because he's always talking about you're my people and this is my people and do you know who your people are? Are you sure? Don't think you do. Pretty sure you don't. And he starts talking about his life and the troubles he's having and how his troubles always come in a small black dress. I mean, maybe because you're spending all your time at clubs. Just saying. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of dubbing on this one. He's still doing most of his own lines, so there is a lot of stuff that you can't really understand. So, anyways, one of the guys killed at the club sold crystal meth and had $2 million of this villain Vargas, which I'm pretty sure is just Steven Seagal in a cowboy hat, filmed from the back. So we're a quarter of the way through the movie, and that's pretty much all that's happened so far. They drag it on for quite a while, and they go back to his apartment. The girl goes with him, of course, which is way out of Steven's league. She's definitely not the type to go just randomly back to some guy's apartment. But here we are. So at this point, Steven decides to steal the money out of the car that was impounded. So it's at the police station. Sorry, I gotta say it like that every time for Steve. So anyways, he used to be some sort of agent, of course, because it's Steven. And he knows all their movements, all their security habits, all that stuff. So he goes in, steals the money, and in between he bangs the dancer. Yeah, whatever she is. Anyways, he uses darkness because darkness is his friend. And they gotta disappear before the police arrive. And at one point, I can't remember what scene it is. I'll try to put it in here. But he does say, "I love the fuck out of cookies."
They're gonna be in the way.
And what am I supposed to do until then? Bake cookies?
I love the fuck out of cookies.
Fantastic line from him. I'm surprised I haven't seen that meme like everywhere, because I'm sure he does love the fuck out of some cookies. Mr. Vargas is the villain of the movie, and we only ever see him from the back with a cowboy hat on, which looks suspiciously like Steven Seagal from the back with a cowboy hat on. So there's that. But other than him, there is another character that goes after Steven throughout the movie. He's trying to get to him. And really, I don't know that the movie would have played out any differently without him. Like, he's just kind of there. And, yeah, he doesn't really add much to the movie. He kind of takes away from the movie. Not that he's a bad actor, in the slightest. It's all the story writing that makes it useless, if that makes any sense. So, at one point, he goes to get something, or goes to get the money, and the dancer is like, "Did you get it?" He's like, "Yeah. Now you owe me some good see." Like I said, he's already done the deed with her, so apparently that wasn't good enough. Now, $2 million later, you better amp it up. I don't know how you do that. I guess spray some perfume on it. Lipstick maybe. Just kind of depends what he's into. Really bad hotel. The bad guys infiltrate it. A shootout ensues. They end up going hand to hand, even though they got guns, but whatever. He loses the girl and some money, and the girl ends up kidnapped because he decides to go to Key West with half the money. So the girl's kidnapped. He comes back to trade the rest of the money for the girl, and of course it so there's one part where the bad guy says, you're surrounded. And he does have a buddy with a sniper rifle hiding up in the rafters. Other than that, he's by himself. And he's like, you never know, Mike could be an illusion, but it sounds like Mike could have been an illusion. Either way isn't really grammarly correct, but it just sounds really bad. I'm sure he said it might just could be an illusion, but it makes it sound past tense when you add been. So it just kind of feels weird, and Steven definitely doesn't make it any better.
You're surrounded. Well, it may seem like that to you, but it might could be an illusion.
So right after the interaction with trying to trade the girl for the money, the bad guy's like, you got some balls. And he's like, yeah, she knows for a fact.
I will say this for you, man. You've got balls. Well, thank you for noticing that. My girl here, she knows that for a fact.
So, yeah, it's just a very awkward interaction. Like, nobody even responds to it. Like, you can definitely tell it was just a line he wanted to put in there to make sure everybody knew he does have balls. They are there, apparently. After that, we're followed with a eyes closed shootout. His partner that's up in the rafters has come down and gotten involved in the shootout, and like after he gets shot, he's like, get down, like super late, super slow, get down. Dude's already been shot twice. Like, after that, he ends up in a knife fight with a guy. The action in this part really isn't as bad as it is in most of his movies. It's still actually halfway decent. But yeah, it's just... It's Steven. So after that, he says tells the bad guy it's not about money, it's about honor. Dude, you did in this entire movie, everything you've done.
Why'd you come back? You could have walked away with $1 million in cash. I'm not all about the money, I'm all about the honor.
Up to this point has been about money. Literally, that is the focus of the movie, is the $2 million. Nowhere are you going to get any honor for this. You're not in any kind of branch of military. You're not saving anybody. There's just no honor in this. You literally went to a police station and stole the money from a police station. But for some reason, now, it's about honor, not the money. So, anyways, the bad guy talks to him for a little while and goes to pull a gun, even though all he did was this. And then Steven shoots him. And within seconds, you see a gun in his hand, so that you're led to know he was pulling a gun. But he like dies within like 13 seconds from one shot to the chest area. So I mean, there's that. After that, he wins. He's got his buddy in the car. He's going to take him to the hospital, and the dancer betrays him.
I don't really care about money. I care about honor. And no matter how this goes, at least I showed you that. The real treasure in life are people who love you.
Everybody betrays everybody during this movie. It's fun. So anyways, the dancer betrays him. She's holding a gun on him, telling him to give her the money. And here we are again, traded to the line. It's not about money. It's about honor. And yeah, it's about having relationships and stuff like that. So his buddy ends up shooting the stripper in the head and killing her before she could kill Steven. And then we're left with the message to never trust a strip dancer. And yeah, as he drives off into the sunset, his license plate is Mrs. MRS-75. Not sure why. Alright guys, so again, Steven Seagal, End of a Gun. Try to make it sort of quick. I'll throw some clips in. Love you guys. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Happy Mother's Day. Anyways, make sure you tickle all those buttons. And we'll see you next time. I've enjoyed my drink. I hope you enjoyed yours. You guys have a good Mother's Day. And we will see you next time. Have a drink of paint. Thanks.